we go along here. All right. I lit a fire under you when I mentioned the name Baker Mayfield. Did we not say at the top of the year that he was going to regress? Did we not say that?
Yeah, we did.
So
And
why didn't anyone believe us?
I, it, all right, let me see if I can climb into the brain of the Browns organization. So last year they were excited and they had an 11-5 record. They went to Pittsburgh and they beat who they consider to be their biggest rival, but it really is not. But that's who they
No,
consider to be their
it's
rival.
it's it's not.
So they were happy that they got that win and got real close to beating the two-time defending AFC champs on
Mm-hmm.
their home turf, and had to take a fourth down scramble by Chad Henne to actually win the game and seal it for him. So they were happy. They got to the divisional round. They thought, okay, well, all we need to do is just get more pieces. But we're good at quarterback because our quarterback is not a problem. So
Can I
when they
laugh?
yes, please. So when they got those pieces, both on defense and on offense, I actually said, and I meant it, and I still mean it. I said, on paper, the Browns have the most talent in the AFC North. If they do not win the division,
It's a
even
failure.
if they, yeah,
The season's a
even
failure,
yeah, even if they make the playoffs as a wild card, the season's a failure.
and they
And
did neither.
and they have moments where each each part of the team messed up royally.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the very first game when they returned to Arrowhead, the Browns were up, and the punter all of a sudden forgets to punt the ball. You have the home game against the Steelers where the defense did their job,
Oh yeah.
but the offense only manages to score a touchdown and a field goal.
Oops.
You have you have the road game against the Chargers where the offense actually did their job and scored
Mm-hmm.
42 points.
But
The
the
defense
failed
gave,
and
failed
gave up
miserably.
47 points.
So that was a three games right there where I pointed to three different aspects of their team, and each of them colossally failed the organization royally.
That's an understatement.
And normally, when you have to rely on other things besides your offense to win you games, that's when you're in trouble. And so through this, I think through the course of the year, I think the Browns brain trust had to understand, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. Something's wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
So this
Mm-hmm.
guy who we thought was going to be our future is playing basically like these QBs we've had in the past.
Uh-huh.
And and when I say QBs of the past, I'm talking about every QB that's been a Brown after Bernie Kosar.
Mm-hmm.
And that alarmed them. That alerted them that there was an issue and there was a problem, because then, especially the road game against the Ravens, where the defense gave the Browns four
Four
turnovers.
turnovers.
Gave them four turnovers.
Sunday night football. And your
Hmm.
defense gives you, Baker Mayfield, four turnovers. Four of them.
And you only managed 10 points out of those four turnovers. Four turnovers, but you get 10 points. Uh, if you set up a field goals on each of those turnovers, that's at least 12. That is
Mm-hmm.
inexcusable.
Mm-hmm.
So After that
I
game, you
mean, hell,
started
the
to hear
49ers picked
rumblings.
off Prescott and turned it into 7 points on one play.
Right. So that after that game, you started to hear rumblings of, well, doggone, this is not a guy. I don't think we probably need to look outside of. We need to look outside. We probably need to get a Deshaun Watson or
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson. When you have that, you know that the organization is not backing you.
No.
And then the huge kiss of death, the attaboy, and the support from the organization, especially the owner.
Yeah.
When the owner says, "quote We are behind Baker Mayfield, and he is our quarterback going forward," close quote.
Kiss of
When you
death,
have
big time.
when you have that, that pretty much means that you, in Baker Mayfield's shoes, better start packing and look to play elsewhere because
Mm-hmm.
Northeastern Ohio is going to soon be a former home for you.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the one thing off the field that made me think that he's regressing on it. All those commercials.
Oh,
Because
Stephen
it
A. Smith.
seemed like he was concentrating more on them than playing football.
Stephen A. Smith had a great line when he said something to the effect of, "I will not trust a quarterback that has more progressive commercials than wins on the football field."
Nor would I. I wouldn't trust that. Hell no, I wouldn't trust that.
Last year we were forgetting about that, but this year we got reminded of it again,
I
and
saw it
definitely
last
good.
year.
Yeah.
I saw it last year, and I mentioned it, and people looked at me like I'd lost my mind. Think
Hmm.
about it. Think about it. He put more into those commercials than he did in preparation for games on the field.
And you don't think your teammates see that?
They had to have seen it.
You know the coaching staff sees it, and you know the front office sees it.
They had to have seen it. They had to have seen it. They had to have seen it. And as
And
far as Lamar, you had an additional point. Go ahead.
no, no, yeah, I was gonna kick it to you for this. I was like, and when an organization sees that in a quarterback, sir, what is the one word that would come into their minds in seeing someone who puts more dedication in commercials than the football field?
The word that comes to mind for me is lazy.
I rest my case.
The word that comes to mind for me is lazy because you're not earning your keep. You're not earning your money. The
That's
Cleveland
right,
Browns
sir.
put all their faith into you, and what have you done? Not a damn thing.
Perfectly answered, sir. I rest my case.
As far as Lamar Jackson goes, the other quarterback who I said would regress this year, after the Colts game,
And he looked pretty good in that game.
his season went down the tubes. And injury doesn't help matters, but
No,
once again, I point to the person that's at the top of the blame pile for this,
the offensive coordinator.
Greg Roman. Why is he still employed? Why is
Well,
Greg Roman still employed when he, can I say it, has ruined
please, sir.
Lamar Jackson?
Well, he is still employed because he seems to be the RPO quarterback whisperer. I mean, the fact that he brought an RPO style quarterback to the Super Bowl, that basically means that he is worthy of being an offense coordinator for any of these NFL teams. Unfortunately, regressing those offenses in which he
Mm-hmm.
coaches them.
Because the 49ers offense after the 2013 NFC Championship took a
Regressed horrible.
nosedive.
Regressed horribly.
It
Yeah.
took a nosedive. Baltimore this year lost their last 6 games.
Here's the problem where the regression you could see in Lamar Jackson take effect.
Mm-hmm.
That road game, and I think it was a Thursday night one against the Dolphins.
Yep. It was against
When
Miami.
mhm. when basically Brian Flores says we're going to run blitz all night long,
Mm-hmm.
and they ran blitz him to the turf. And teams saw that, and of course, the NFL is a copycat league.
Yep.
They kept repeating it, and then all of a sudden, the word slump started to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we mentioned one of those games, the 4 turnovers in a home game against the Browns.
Against the Browns.
And it is due to the fact that I really believe a guy like Greg Roman does not teach these quarterbacks the fundamentals on how to play the position in the NFL the correct way.
What does Jay Spivey always say? And we're going to have him later. The worst taught position, the worst coach position on a football team is quarterback.
It's now almost to the point where you're starting to ask yourself the question, is that position being coached, period?
Yeah.
It is getting to that point now.
And with the examples we're bringing forward of Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson, it's not. It just seems like the OC is telling Lamar, you use your gifts.
Use your athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll get you everywhere else.
And you know who got hurt the most? Cam Newton.
Now we mentioned Ben Roethlisberger last segment.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I mentioned Cam with him. So Cam's the same size. He's 6'5".
Yeah.
He's 260. And unlike Roethlisberger, he took those hits because a lot of those Steelers offensive lines
were horrible.
Horrible and patchwork.
Mm-hmm.
Newton took those hits because he actually thought he really was Superman. He actually believed it. He believed he was a tank. And for many years, he ran like one.
Mm-hmm.
And then starting in 2016, he learned, oh, I am human. And I can go down at any moment.
Yep.
And he's paid the price ever since then. And I don't think he has realized how much of a price he and his body and his ability to actually learn the position has cost him.
Yeah. Which is why when the Panthers brought back Cam Newton.
Talk about law of diminishing returns.
Yes.
Wow.
That was the worst move they could have ever made.
Well, that move was strictly by, and you can ask Jay on this. I really believe, and you said it, and I'm sure he would agree, that move was box office driven only.
That's it. You really expect Cam Newton to carry the current iteration of Cam Newton to carry this team somewhere? No, not a chance.
Mm-mm.
And another quarterback that regressed, and we saw it Sunday, Dak Prescott.
Okay, here's the problem with Dak. And I've said this on this show.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have to I think I have to say it in a fresher way now because I have said it on mine, but I said it years back.
Mm-hmm.
He is a quarterback that needs, and I do mean needs in bold and capitalized letters, NEEDS. He needs a strong running game because he is best when play action is on the table.
Yep.
When you take that off the table, he is a sitting duck.
He's a sitting duck. Yesterday proved it. And the best part about yesterday's game, and we didn't mention this in the opening, how many times did the 49ers get to Prescott?
Was it 5 times?
Mm-hmm. How many times did the Cowboys get to Garoppolo?
Let me see. 0.
Exactly. Who's in charge? Who's in charge? 5 sacks for the 49er defense, none for the Cowboy defense. Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield have been getting hit far too often, yet Lamar wants to improve. Mayfield does not.
I agree with that 100%.
Lamar wants to get better. Baker Mayfield got his money and he's trying to run. Well, I hope they run your ass right out of Cleveland and select another quarterback in the draft, and there ain't going to be many available.
That's the one thing I want, the narrative that I want to have stop with Lamar Jackson, because I think a lot of people when they say, well, he's a running QB, that he's fine with that he's settled with that. And I'm like, no, he's not.
No.
He wants to prove that he can learn how to play the quarterback position, how the elite NFL quarterbacks do it.
Yep.
You've seen it far too many times. I've seen it far too many times, because to me, even in post press conferences, I didn't see him be as geeked up for when he actually has a game when he runs for 100 yards as he is when he threw for 300.
Mm-hmm. You're
Because
right.
to me, that's he lives to want to prove that he can be a traditional NFL quarterback that has the ability to just simply run circles around certain defenders.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if that's the case, that will make him unstoppable. And I think that's what he wants to be, and I want him to be there. I want him to get there.
But he's being held back.
But I and 100% agree with you too. He's being held back by Greg Roman and Mayfield as well. The dude thinks he has all the quarterback position that he needs to learn.
He thinks he has all the tools, and he's not even close to having all the tools. The years he had at Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley just told him to improvise. Look at the plays. Look at the games at Oklahoma, and look at the games with Cleveland, when he was basically told the same thing and was not warned about NFL defenses. Lamar wants to get better.
Yes.
Lamar wants to be a full-fledged quarterback, which means Baltimore needs to grow a set and kick Greg Roman out of there. They need to can Greg Roman and get a real offensive coordinator.
Yeah. I want John Harbaugh to actually do that. I want him.
They have to get rid of Greg Roman.
And I really believe there'd be a better team if that would be the case. If you can get a guy who could teach Lamar how to play quarterback, he will lift that team up.
And I said this before. You've heard me say it. Lamar, you need to change your number, because when I think of number 8, I think of Steve Young, a fellow who matured in his quarterback position and as a person. Not saying you haven't matured as a person, but Baltimore, do us a favor and kick Greg Roman out of the league. Please. Please.
I winced when I saw. I winced when I saw Colin Kaepernick play back in 2012.
Yep.
I winced because I was thinking to myself, they're going to think all these quarterbacks are going to play like this.
Mm-hmm. And who was the offense? Who was the OC for Colin Kaepernick at the time?
Greg Roman. They're going to think this is the wave of the future, especially if they make it to the Super Bowl, and they did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, this is going to set the position back, and it has.
Oh, man. Has it ever set the position back? And the one who suffered the most, RG3.
The man went from running 4 or 5 40s to now walk with a permanent limp.
Mm-hmm.
Within 1 year.
Not running at all.
Yeah.
In 4 years.
And you remember how people were raving about him.
Yes. Yeah. He got the Heisman Trophy. Andrew Luck got a playoff win.
Right.
That's why the quarterback position is the worst coach position in football.
It's unfortunate.
And until you get some quarterback coaches that actually have played the position and can learn from their OCs, you're going to see the same quarterbacks in the playoffs all the time.
And people, and especially woke NFL fans, it's going to wonder why the NFL fans, why the NFL fan raves about the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady's. Why they will now probably rave eventually in the future about the Mac Jones of the world. They're going to wonder why. Well, it has to be because they're white. No, it's because they actually learned how to play the quarterback position in the NFL correctly.
And woke NFL fans, shut up about color, will you please? If you look at how they play the position, you should have your answer, and you can rescind your card as woke NFL fan. After a break, I got some more stuff off the board for you, so stand by. Back in a
Thank you.
flash. Everyone knows what kindergarten is, but have you heard of kindergarten and transitional kindergarten? Virtual learning where you use a morning meeting to do so? Well, if you look up Miss Delicia on YouTube with Morning Meeting with Miss Delicia, that is where you find it. Here, children can learn about their names, what their names start with, the letters, circles, everything that we learned in kindergarten growing up. The kids can do now and can do it with Miss Delicia. Just go to youtube.com and search Miss Delicia, and when you do, and you put your child involved in this, do me a favor. Tell them Snowman sent you.
What is dedication?
I am the father of a 9-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old little boy, and I find fatherhood both relentlessly challenging and relentlessly rewarding. My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much, from the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night, and every moment in between. It really is so special, and boy, is it exhausting. One thing that I fear about being a parent is the future for my children. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings. But I'm also hopeful that the future holds a more inclusive and compassionate world for them.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
or a mother who's in between jobs and
sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner?
or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity, not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
The COVID-19 vaccines are starting to become available across the country. And as they become available, you may be asking yourself, should I get it? Will it help me get back to doing the things I love? Like going out to my favorite restaurants, meeting with friends in person, or going on vacation and traveling again? And can I do it all without putting my family and those I love at risk? And is it safe? You've got questions. That's normal, which is why it's so important to get informed. The medical community has made it clear. The vaccines authorized for COVID-19 have met the highest safety standards and can help protect us. Visit getvaccineanswers.org for all the latest information on the COVID-19 vaccines. That's getvaccineanswers.org. Getting back to the moments we miss starts with getting informed. It's up to you. A message brought to you by the Ad Council and the CDC.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff.
Holy on smoke! Are you kidding me?
Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Can't wait. Oh, yeah.
While we're talking playoffs. Sorry. Jim Mora popped in my head.
Love you, Jim.
Love that line from Jim. Does anybody care about the Rams and the Cardinals tonight?
Besides the Bucks, probably not.
Because I sure as hell don't.
Oh, and let me amend that. Probably for the exception of the Bucks, Cardinals fan and Rams fan, maybe. No.
I sure as hell don't.
All right. I just want to take the temperature of the room here. So, and I wanted to mention this way back in December when I first saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I looked and I saw for Super Wildcard Weekend, that they wanted to
Who the
assign.
hell coined that phrase?
I have no idea. But it was somebody at the Shield that did it.
Somebody at the Shield was smoking or drinking or super wild. That's a rant for another time.
Yes, it is. So for when they dreamed this scenario up that they were going to play 6 wild card games, when you found out that there was going to be a Monday Night Football playoff game, what did you think? What was the first thought in your mind?
I can't repeat that here.
That's what I thought, because that's exactly how I felt. The moment
you and I think far too alike, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot repeat what I thought when.
And I know it wasn't effing great. The
quite
first,
the opposite.
Right. The first thought I had was, why are they going to sabotage the 2 teams they're going to place on that game? Why? Why? And the thought I know is, so the week before you have college football's national championship game being played.
Mm-hmm.
So they're seeing NCAA is having a good time with this game, working on a Monday night, and they've been doing it for the last 20 some odd years.
Yep.
So the Shield is thinking, so if it works for the NCAA, it possibly can work for the NFL. Why don't we, the very next Monday after the college football national championship game, why don't we have our first ever Monday Night Football playoff game? And I was thinking, you doggone morons. People barely give a crap about Monday Night Football now in the regular season. What makes you think they're going to start giving a crap about Monday Night Football and it's a playoff game? To me, it's a slight. This should make you happy as a 49ers fan. This is a slight to the Cardinals and the Rams, in my opinion.
It is. It is. It is, and it does. How... You know the phrase very well. More questions than answers.
Oh gosh, you'll get a big chuckle and a smile out of this. So one of my favorite sayings I always love to carry with me was done from a lyric written by Don Henley. Wrote a song called "Harder Matter," where he said in the song, quote, "The more I know, the less I understand."
Bingo.
Close quote.
Bingo.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about this.
I've had people ask me this morning while I was trying to get a morning nap after I did all my prep work to analyze this game. I could put it in one sentence. Neither team runs the ball very well, so I'm not interested.
And that's an astute analysis, because that's who's going to win the game. Whoever is going to decide to run the ball. Well, two factors. Whoever decides to run the ball, and whichever quarterback decides to not turn the ball over.
I just wish that, and I know this can't happen, but to have fun with it, I just wish this game could end in a tie and both teams get eliminated. Which means which can't happen because the Buccaneers will get a second off week.
Well, that and unfortunately, I caught the slight. Unfortunately, they did have a bye week yesterday. Sorry, Eagles fan, that's just the truth. But
it is the truth.
But congratulations to the Eagles, because they're basically ahead of schedule.
Mm-hmm. At least a year ahead of schedule.
At least 1, if not 2 years ahead of schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but your wish is about 1 week too late, because if this was the week prior, you probably would get that wish. If you had another team tied with them, then you would have the tie and you would have them both be eliminated, but you're a week too late. So
I know. Damn it.
Now I know people are thinking, well, this should be an exciting game because you got on one side a quarterback that wings the ball and loves to wing it, and a head coach that encourages him to wing it. And of course, that's referring to the Rams and Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay, the head coach, that would encourage Matt Stafford to wing it. And on the other end, you have a guy who, well, I mean, he coached a wide open offense at Texas Tech. He ain't changed a single solitary thing being the head coach of the Cardinals. And he has a guy who is basically a mighty mouse that can run all over the place and has a quick release. And tries to do like what Doug Flutie used to do and try to find throwing lanes to throw the ball. So you have those two dynamics at play.
Yep.
And you also have the two dynamics at play with both these guys, and Cliff Kingsbury, the head coach of the Cardinals, and Sean McVay, the head coach of the Rams. They are considered wunderkinds when it comes to offensive play in football. Yes, I do a German word in there. Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it because the team that runs the ball and turns the ball over the least will win tonight's game. There's your analysis. There's your analysis.
And seriously, to be completely blunt, that is the exact analysis.
Because, like you said, there's a fellow who loves winging the ball all over the place at the encouragement of his coach, and which is the trade that he wanted to make.
Right.
And then you got a Wunder kid that uses his legs. And we talked about that last segment.
And he I forgot. And he encourages his quarterback to use his legs. So you have the head coaches of these teams who encourages the quarterbacks of their respective squads to basically do to death, and I do literally mean death in the case of if the teams do not advance to the playoffs, death of them. I mean, they will encourage it. Like, we will go down, the Rams will go down with Stafford winging the ball deep, and the Cardinals will go down with Kyler Murray being their leading rusher, the Cardinals. And yes, it will equal to eventually both these teams will be bounced from the playoffs, but unfortunately one will advance after tonight.
Does that have to happen? And it's a playoff game, which means as many overtimes as it would take. God, don't give us any overtimes in this game.
Well, yeah.
I'll accept overtime in San Francisco versus Green Bay. I'll accept overtime with Chiefs and Bills as the first one that gets to 100 points wins that game. I'll accept that. Come on, you look. It's the Chiefs and the Bills.
Yeah, well, no, easily best game of the weekend. More on
that later. This one, look, I don't want any overtimes.
But you should look at it this way. So, the winner of this game gets an all-expense paid trip to Tampa,
and gets Tampa putting a foot in their ass.
Yeah, because both these teams, both of them, are tailor-made for the Bucks to whack. They are. Both of them are. And plus, the Bucks owe the Rams a butt whooping because the Rams handled them earlier this year in SoFi.
And so this one wouldn't be in SoFi. This one would be in Tampa.
Be in Raymond James. This will be in Tampa. Right. It'll be in Raymond James. So
the winner of this game gets a trip to Tampa to get their ass kicked by the Buccaneers.
Yeah. That's basically it. Whoever wins this game basically is going to be out the next week because I don't see either team beating the Bucks unless Kingsbury or McVay hit their heads between now and next Sunday when they play, and they decide, now it's Sunday when they play, and decide, we're actually going to run 30 times this game.
Have either of these two teams run 30 times in a game this year? I want to say no.
I think no, and I think actually the funny thing is I think the Cardinals actually did once, and I think it actually came the first matchup they had with the Rams. That might have been as close as they gotten to that.
Son of a gunslinger. I go back to your question earlier this segment. My initial thought when they decided to have a Monday Night Football playoff game, I can't repeat those thoughts. Who are my two favorite comedians?
Well, I know George Carlin.
George Carlin
Oh my God.
and Richard Pryor.
Yeah, I forgot you just say you admire Richard Pryor too. Yeah.
You know how many phrases they've come up with on stage?
Far too many. I've forgotten a few of
Hell,
them now.
George Carlin did a skit called The 7 Dirty Words that you can't say on television. Every one of them would get repeated. And I'd be in so much trouble. I can't do it. I can't repeat what the Rams and the Cardinals in Los Angeles. That's a hit for LA fans, yeah. But while I'm thinking about it,
okay,
who in the bloody hell told ESPN to share the game with ABC?
Well, they try to convince them this is a playoff game. This isn't the whack. This isn't the whack regular season or preseason games that we want to peddle down their throat. That you'll be so happy to put Dancing with the Stars to compete with Monday Night Football. No, don't do Dancing with the Stars here.
The second half of the year, every Monday night game was not only on ESPN, but it was on ABC. Second half of the year. Who told these schmoes?
I guess they're trying to restore the luster of Monday Night Football. I guess
that they snatched.
That they messed up royally? Yeah, I agree.
Restore the luster of Monday Night Football that they ruined after 2005 rather.
Yeah, to the point where now the marquee game is Sunday night instead of Monday night.
Because it's on network television.
And it is not even up for debate.
Nope. See, here's how I know I'm bleeding off into the sunset here, but here's how you fix that. You tell ESPN, F you. Cut the ties with, ABC cuts the ties with ESPN, okay? We're taking Monday Night Football back, and we're making it free for the fans. Because as you know, with ESPN, you got to fork up some coin.
You got to pay for it.
If a Super Bowl ever lands on ESPN, I will go crazy. And I have the feeling it's going to happen sooner than later.
If the Super Bowl becomes pay-per-view, the Shield needs to pack up and go because they make too much money to do that.
I mean, it's streaming this year anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad Peacock is free. Don't get it twisted, but still.
True. But yeah, if
it's
they do
streaming, for God's sakes.
But if they do make this strictly pay-per-view, basically, because that's what cable is, or put it on an app, because that's also pay-per-view. If they do that with the Super Bowl, with as much money as the Shield makes, even in the Super Bowl game,
billions and billions of dollars.
I mean, look, when you have teams that take home $250 million a year. You mean to tell me the league is crying broke? No.
I ain't buying it.
They don't need to put on
pay-per-view. I'm not buying it. Buying it. I mean,
but I agree with you. That's what ESPN subjected Monday Night Football to being, and it's a shame. It's unfortunate.
Whatever my wife's watching tonight, if I ain't snoring out loud, I'm watching it with her. Because I have no interest in watching the Rams and the Cardinals tonight. Now, will I listen to it? Probably. Because I'm a radio buff.
Yeah.
I'm a radio buff.
Now, my wife will probably say, is there another football game on tonight?
Since we're sharing wife stories, this morning when I got up and I'm getting ready to come in here and do my thing, I looked at my wife and I said, if you believe the next line I'm going to tell you, then I have a bridge to sell you. And she says, what? I said, I'm going to be very quiet when it comes to the 49ers. She burst out laughing and said, there's no way you can be quiet when it comes to the 49ers.
Wow. Nice.
I looked at her and I said, you're damn right, especially after they beat the Cowboys.
I was about to say, there's no way you're gonna be quiet. Like I said to you, I look forward to around 7:00 my time, 8:00 Eastern last night, when Stephen A. Smith had his normal clown the Cowboys fan Instagram reel. I looked forward to it, and I knew it was going to happen because I was thinking, man,
I sat at my desk. I sat at my desk at work and laughed my head off when I saw that.
I loved it. I loved it.
And it should tell you where the Cowboys are going, which is nowhere.
Nowhere. And see, this doesn't thrill me at all. It doesn't thrill me at all. The Cowboys are going nowhere simply because I like the team. Now, it thrills me that the fan base sees them going nowhere because they try to rub the success of the team in people's faces.
Are they finally seeing it? That's my question. Are they finally seeing it? Are they finally seeing? Because I know quite a few Cowboy fans.
I do too.
I know quite a few Cowboy fans. Are they finally seeing it? Because I don't think they are.
I don't either. I actually said to somebody, I said, have no fear. Cowboys fans will be out of their malaise and their depression, and they'll say to you, quote, you know we're going to win the Super Bowl next year, close quote, in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well. They will. They will. Counting. And what's bad, they do it every damn year.
They do it every year. Without fail. Every year. And that is what makes them that's one of the reasons why that makes them absolutely annoying. It's like they have no sense of reality.
It's the same. You know what? I'll wait till we come back from break.
Ooh.
Because that applies to someone.
Oh, yeah, I will say that statement when we come back too, as to the fan base and the someone you have in mind too.
And I got a special. Back in a flash.
What is dedication?
I am the father of a 9-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old little boy, and I find fatherhood both relentlessly challenging and relentlessly rewarding. My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much, from the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night, and every moment in between. It really is so special, and boy, is it exhausting. One thing that I fear about being a parent is the future for my children. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings. But I'm also hopeful that the future holds a more inclusive and compassionate world for them.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Everyone knows what kindergarten is, but have you heard of kindergarten and transitional kindergarten? Virtual learning where you use a morning meeting to do so? Well, if you look up Miss Delisha on YouTube with Morning Meeting with Miss Delisha, that is where you find it. Here children can learn about their names, what their names start with, the letters, circles, everything that we learned in kindergarten growing up, the kids can do now and can do it with Miss Delisha. Just go to youtube.com and search Miss Delisha, and when you do, and you put your child involved in this, do me a favor. Tell them Snowman sent you.
These are the sounds of a dinner. But not just any dinner. A dinner that almost didn't happen. Because without food, it can't. A dinner now served, thanks to people like you. Due to COVID-19, 17 million more Americans may face hunger. Feeding America is helping our neighbors in need. And if you're able, you can too. Donations to the COVID-19 Relief Fund are being accepted at feedingamerica.org/coronavirus. Your help is needed now more than ever, and every dollar makes a difference. That's feedingamerica.org/coronavirus. On behalf of Feeding America and families nationwide, thank you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Feeding America, 200 Food Banks strong.
He flew fighter jets in 2 wars and taught you how to drive a car. He fed everyone on the block, but never shared his secret recipes. And every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa, what's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage.
The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at StoryCorpsConnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff.
Are you kidding me? Did you not get the memo?
Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Can't wait. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to close up shop early, but not before I do something. And I sent you a picture of some hot garbage.
Yeah, so let me segue you into this. So
please do.
All right, so when it comes to a fan base of a team, there was none more insufferable than Cowboys fan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to any fandom in sports, even Cowboys fan pales far in comparison to bronze sexuals.
Which leads to this.
And total greatness is shunned. A figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and has existed since 3. No end in sight. For the battle between those who unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their welcome. Bronzexual confessions.
I know you got a lot to say about this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to read the ridiculousness therein. And as you say best, good Lord, I'm about to throw up. LeBron surpassed Jordan in scoring on 1,262 less shot attempts. He also surpassed Kobe in scoring on nearly 2,000 less shot attempts, all while posting 8,000 plus rebounds and 8,000 plus assists at the same time. Don't ask me to read that again, folks.
You sounded pained in your recitation of that.
Because they keep putting this man in conversations with MJ and Kobe Bryant.
DNA comparisons to Kobe Bryant. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. ... I did say that for a reason in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't belong there.
Wow, that's pretty strong.
Yeah. He doesn't belong there. I'm sorry. People piss me off when it comes to this. And when I saw that post, I had to respond. I had to. My wife rubbing my shoulders, begging me, no, don't hit them with the truth, baby. They won't get it. So I had a conversation with a bronsexual.
Oh, no.
The same bronsexual that posted this grade A homogenized Holstein back-asswards bullshit.
Oh, no.
And I said, quote, yeah, so he still ruined the league and the sport, and I know quite a few who play better than him, then and now. Close quote. I'm going to ask you, Cole Johnson, to hold on to your seat.
Okay.
Because this brainless, fish-eyed fool responded to my comment with 3 words. Quote, gotta explain this. Close quote. I said, explain what? How he has ruined the game or who plays better than him? He said both. I purposely left him hanging because it's bad enough I'm not going to get any of those brain cells back from having a conversation with that bronsexual. But it's also obvious he doesn't watch basketball closely. How has LeBron ruined the game? Do I dare mention stat padding while your team is down by 28 points? How has he ruined the game? Do I dare mention while he's a bull in a china shop, in the words of my partner, he also walks down the lane too. A lot.
Yeah, he does.
How about the fact that he doesn't have a consistent jump shot? How about the fact that he doesn't have a consistent free throw stroke? Because according to my knowledge, the highest he shot in the season from the free throw line is 78%. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan was an 83% free throw shooter for his career.
Yep.
Also, given the fact, and this is fact, that he's won 4 NBA championships, and I'm going to borrow strictly from my partner here, and y'all will hear some of this on the Bronsexual Confession on Wednesday on Cole Sports. I invite you to check it out. He's won 4 NBA championships in 10 tries.
Yeah.
And yet people want to say this is their favorite player. Why? I have reasons when this subject comes up to yell, scream, and cuss at the same time, but I'm not going to. I'm too damn tired right now. I'm too damn tired of this BS that pops up every time these bronzexuals decide to go wild. So I had a conversation with another bronzexual.
Oh no. You were a glutton for punishment.
And I've just taken the mic off of my mic stand, so I got to lean back here for a moment.
You're talking as if you have a headache.
Do you know how migraines work?
Yes, I do, unfortunately.
What subject do you do every Wednesday?
Yeah, well, yeah. Duly noted. Touche, sir.
I never thought I would say a fan base gives me a migraine headache because Cowboy fans give me a headache, Cub fans give me a headache, and Alabama fans give me a headache. Although Bama fans are more fun because I've met a few of them last Monday. They're college football fans in the purest form, doesn't matter what age. I can live with that.
Yeah, they're cool. I don't really have an issue with them.
I can live with that. I can live with Bama fans. Mm-hmm. Cup fans, Cowboy fans, and LeBron fans, no thank you. Now, why do I say LeBron fans give me a migraine headache? First and foremost, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, sir.
Okay.
They repeat the same damn numbers.
I can't dispute that at all.
The second reason these LeBron fans give me a migraine headache. They repeat the same damn narrative. What's the chief narrative? That he's the greatest player of all time, which is a flat-out, bold-faced lie. Even if when I don't mention Michael Jordan, they tear down every player that I throw at them that I've seen play his position better than him. Like James Worthy. Like Mark Aguirre. Like Scottie Pippen. Larry Bird. I even threw Tom Chambers into the conversation, and every head turned and looked at me like I was crazy.
Wait, they actually knew who Tom Chambers was?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
A couple of them did, but they actually looked at me like I mentioned James Worthy, and they looked at me like I had two heads.
Well, I'm not surprised with that.
Bronzexuals, y'all give me a headache. You really give me a headache. Because the other big narrative that should stop immediately, but it won't because we're dealing with bronzexuals, is the following line. We haven't seen anyone do at age 37 what LeBron is doing. Really?
So sorry.
MJ did more 2 years younger than Bron has done in 19 years. James Worthy did more in his time in the NBA than LeBron has done in 19 years. Hell, Stephen Curry has done more in 11 and a half seasons than LeBron has done in 19. And I dare y'all to challenge me on that.
Oh, I hope they do. I hope they do.
I'll say it again. Steph has done more in 11 and a half seasons than Bron has done in almost 19. Don't throw the numbers at me. I look at impact. And as far as Stephen Curry goes, I've always said this about him. My partner has repeated as such. Stephen Curry took an anomaly and turned it into a
weapon.
Please repeat that full sentence for these bronzexuals, please.
Sure. No problem. You see, Stephen Curry, that 6'3", 200-pound, as you would probably call them bronzexuals, yellow boy, has turned an anomaly that was the three-point shot that even your man had trouble hitting on the side of a barn trying to attempt them. And Mr. Curry has made it a weapon.
A very powerful weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't much of a secret. If he's across half court, he's in range.
Yeah.
Hell, when he steps on the court, he's in range. I've seen him make three-pointers from the other side of the court, from the other three-point line. Saw him do it twice in the same year.
Mm-hmm.
More impact, taking an anomaly and turned it into a weapon. Let me ask you this, bronzexuals. What has LeBron done well in 19 years? Not fair, not good. Well.
Promote himself?
I'm
giving bronzexuals a bone.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Remember, this is the same guy with a 100 millions follower.
Yes. I forgot for a brief moment. That's right. He doesn't need to promote himself because of his 100 million follower. You're correct. I'm sorry. My bad.
Look at his stats. His rep. His swag.
Oh, Lord.
I can't do the other one. I can't do it. His skin. Yes, I can. His skin.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Why bronzexuals? Why you have to be so idiotic and funny at the same time?
Because they can't help themselves.
Oh my gosh. That is utterly that never stops being hilarious.
And by the way, Laker fan, Bron ain't your best player. Anthony Davis is.
Oh yeah.
And you guys refuse to use him. Even when he's healthy, all you have to do is park him in the post and feed him the ball 35 times.
Yeah, I got something for you, Lakers fan, tomorrow on the Daily. I'm sorry, continue.
Oh, shameless plug. Go with it.
Oh, thank you.
Shameless plug. We do it for 120 minutes every day.
Yes, true. You're right.
And he changed lives? I beg to differ. Now, I know I'm touching some of the same things that we touched last week and the week before and the week before and the week before, but it all ties in. Because you bronzexuals repeat the same damn thing each and every day, each and every moment he exists. Get off your knees, will you?
Hmm.
And put
So
the
I guess
patch back on your knees on your jeans.
so. So I guess the saying isn't true. What the hard head makes a soft behind. I guess with bronzosexuals, the hard head makes for soft and bleeding knees.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Skidding ones too. But I digress.
Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to have you digress. Albeit true.
Yeah, I know. So, bronzosexuals, I wait for the day he retires. And I will jump up and down and scream hallelujah. Matter of fact, I'll scream the words Mark Boyle screamed in 1995 when the Pacers beat the Knicks in a series. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Oh, wow.
You think you bronzosexuals would learn?
In a world where while purple and yellow glasses are donned, this is a figure who encourages ridiculous loyalty. Good, but I'm about to throw up. Another installment of the bronzosexual contents.
I put it to you all like this, bronzosexuals. You do not need to bump your man up. I understand that when people actually have the gall
Unmitigated
and
at that.
the unmitigated gall to respectfully disagree with your stance that you have to take the lover's position and defend your man at all costs. I understand that. I understand you also do it with yellow and purple.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Coated around your
No.
mouth.
No. Hell no. No.
Oh my God.
No.
I guess. Oh Lord.
At least save it for Wednesday.
Okay. All right.
When my wife's at work and I can laugh so loud I can shake the house. Don't do it here because I'll be in a pool full of tears laughing. Which should tell y'all how well Cole and I know each other, how great we work together, how much of a friend and a brother I consider this man. For us to stop each other before we say something we ain't got no business saying on the wrong day.
Oh my gosh. It was just, no.
Just no. You and I are about the same age. Just say no.
Yes, just say no. Yes. Yes, we were preteens when that was a big thing. Yes.
One
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
And here we are almost 50 repeating it when it comes to bronzosexuals. Just say no. Just say no.
Well, my job is done because you were sounding as though you was reading a eulogy for a second there, and I'm glad I brought joy to this conversation.
You always do.
I try, man.
We do it for each other, and I appreciate that. But in this case, when we're dealing with bronsexuals, just say no.
I love that. I gotta file that in my memory bank. So I like that one. Oh my. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh.
While I'm on the subject,
Mm-hmm.
next time someone asks you to become a Cowboy fan and a Patriot fan, just say no.
Oh my gosh.
And kudos to Josh Allen for beating the hell out of the New England Patriots.
Yeah, that was a nasty beatdown. No, clinic.
7 possessions, 7 touchdowns.
No, actually 8.
8.
Because the last possession ended in a kneel down.
Right. I know I'm gonna have people laughing. We're gonna have people laughing. Why didn't you do an analysis on the Rams and Cardinals? We did. Whoever runs the ball is gonna win the game. That's it. There's nothing further.
Yeah.
It's a question you posed in a Facebook group, mind you, that had everybody stirring except me, because it's a question I ask all the time. Why don't teams like to run the football?
Yeah. It's a basic necessity.
Did you say basic?
Yes.
It's
a basic fundamental necessity. And for some reason, people are allergic to even attempt doing it.
You know why the 49ers are going to beat the Packers Saturday night? They're going to run the football 35 times. The Packers are going to depend on Aaron Rodgers, and the 49ers are going to run the football. Period.
That matchup is not. Oof. To me, that matchup is not good for the Packers.
And I hope the 49ers are even more ruthless than they were 2 years ago in the NFC Championship game.
They have to hope for Aaron Rodgers to bail them out. That's the only way they would win that game. And if I'm not mistaken, and you may correct me, sir, would the next win that Aaron Rodgers have against the 49ers in the playoffs be his first?
Correct.
That's what I thought.
But he ain't going to get it Saturday night. He's not going to get it Saturday night. And with that, we're out of here.
Peace.
Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, then they are not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope you all are too. And to my buddy Trey Larkins, we're coming for you at Lambeau Field. Out.